North Carolina goes on the road as a 3.5-point underdog and grinds out a win against 16th ranked Clemson, 65-55, keeping UNC undefeated in early conference play. The first half, Clemson tried to set the tone with physicality, and it's a good strategy if the refs are going to let you play that way, which they were. The Tigers were roughing up the Tar Heels and disrupting the team from getting into actions and their offense. The final play of the first half summed it up best, where it concluded with Hubert Davis drawing up an elevator screen look for RJ Davis, and the play got blown up almost immediately with Clemson daring the refs to call something, not letting Davis pass. On the flip side, UNC was struggling to defend without fouling. Zayden High, for instance, you love the effort he plays with, but the fouls far away from the basket are things that'll have to be worked on because Clemson got into the bonus early, and the cheap fouls 90 feet away contributed to the free throw disparity during the first 20 minutes, where Clemson attempted 14 free throws to UNC's 3, when UNC came into this game attempting the most free throws in the conference. The second half, I thought UNC did a much better job attacking the basket and not settling for too many jumpers. Armando Bacot was doing a great job winning position down low, and you have to reward him in moments like that by getting him the ball, especially against a Clemson squad that doesn't have the size to compete with him without sending extra bodies. Then after a quiet start, RJ Davis finally got going, and that duo combined for 18 second half points, almost outscoring Clemson after the break by themselves. The offense isn't always going to be a work of art, but if I have to point out one reason and only one reason why Carolina won this game, it was because of Armando Bacot's work in the post defensively. He did a phenomenal job against PJ Hall, who came into this game as the ACC's second leading scorer, and Bacot made him work for everything, limiting him to 30% from the field, way below his season average. Then when Clemson subbed Hall off and Bacot's able to play against Ian Shefflin, who was having his way against Harrison Ingram a majority of the game, Bacot more than held his own ground. The thing that jumps off the screen with this UNC team is their overall level of composure. Carolina led the last 13 minutes, and while UNC wasn't pulling away until very late, the Tar Heels answered almost every Clemson basket in the second half. There was the back-to-back possessions where Paxson Wojcik and Seth Trimble each hit a 3, and you look at this team and who they close games with, and there's little panic there with how much experience UNC brings with them. Going on the road against another top 25 team, this was a game where I think Carolina established themselves as the team to beat in the conference, and for good reason when they do find these different ways to win in the face of adversity. Next up for the Heels, a Wednesday night trip in Raleigh. In the meantime, stay tuned to Inside Carolina for all the latest coverage.